If you find yourself disconnected from retention, disconnected from the practice, forgetting what it was like, forgetting why it's so good and so helpful, I want you to remember, and I want you to know, it's okay. I feel you. I have the same thing. I still love retention, and it takes me time to fall back in love with it. Retention feels or can feel less relatable when you're out of it, when you're off it, when you're not retaining. Maybe you've taken a break, maybe you've had a nocturnal emission, maybe you've had a release or a relapse, whatever it is. It breaks my heart that we can't connect to how awesome the practice is when we're away from it. When we forget how good it is, when we don't relate to it as much, what can happen, man, is we become more interested in the alternative path, or really I should say the opposite path of pleasure, comfort, addiction, that kind of thing, right? But just because we don't feel connected to it or tethered to it doesn't mean we should go down that path of comfort, pleasure, addiction, whatever. Because dude, when you're there, you know, man, you can go there for days and weeks and months. When you get stuck in one of those ruts, you forget, it's so annoying, man. You forget what retention is like, right? Even the intellectual idea of retention, me personally, man, I find it difficult to kind of form in my mind. Like I have to really dig deep to remember retention. What was that like? Retention, and what that really is sort of like an unconscious attempt to get back into retention, or to bring back to mind the experience of retention through the memory of it, right? Or even just the intellectual idea of it. But the truth is, man, it never does it. You have to come back to retention. And a really good question that we could ask is, how long do we need to wait to kind of get back into the flow of retention, or to be able to feel the benefits of it? It kind of depends, but generally, after 5 days, if you're quite sensitive, you will feel a shift in your experience. But it's generally between 7 and 10 days that you're like, okay, I feel retention, and I'm feeling better because of it. And the truest, deepest message here is that it is worth it. So it is worth, saving yourself, building yourself back up, being disciplined, moving through that kind of discomfort. Dude, it's all worth it. Even if you forget what it was like, even if you're like, man, I'm not sure if I can be asked to wait, I kind of want to release my energy again, whatever, that's all good, man. It's worth it. It's worth it. And there's a big reason I share this with you, man. It's because I'm on the path too. I'm experiencing this stuff too. I go through everything too, right? So I'm not perfect, I never will be. Okay, I'm a flawed retainer, I'm a flawed human being. Okay? I share this with you because I care about retention that much. To pass on the message of it, to say, dude, no, it's worth it. Keep going. Even if you don't feel connected to it, even if you've had like a really crappy experience, or you've had a relapse, or you've had a release, or whatever, wherever you are, the truth is, you've got to keep in your heart the truth. What I mean by that is you've got to remember with your deepest part of you, what is true, what is good, what will really help you, right? Especially when you're in those tough moments, man. That's where it counts. To remember this stuff. The final thing I'll say for today, man, is this. If it's not relatable for you, if you feel disconnected to it, if you feel lost and you're like, fucking retention, don't worry, man. I feel that too. Everyone goes through that, man. Do you know how many people are suffering right now because they're not on retention and they want to be on retention? We do want to be on retention. We do want to be doing these good things for ourselves. It's normal to forget. It's normal to disconnect. I'm telling you, man, and it's important for you to remember. So from me to you, man, if it's ever unrelatable, I just want you to know it's okay, man. I feel the same way sometimes. It's totally cool. All right, we'll call it there, man. Good luck with your retention path. Keep going, my friend. And as always, peace.